Yo, what's going on? It's the One More Thing Daily. Daily updates on everything that One More Thing is doing and loving and supporting and putting out into the universe. I actually had a whole other video recorded for today, but last night I went to see the Stevie Hyper D documentary, and I today's video is completely irrelevant now. It is by far the most well executed, professional, heartbreaking, emotional, just wonderful stories told about jungle culture, but about such a significant individual who left such a legacy, such a legacy. It's unbelievable. I thought I already knew quite a lot about Stevie Hyper D. There was still so much more to his story that I was unaware of, and just how much energy and commitment and love and passion he put into the craft. There were things that I could relate on. His workaholism, basically, his inability to stop, and his whole, it was a wonderful description, I think it's either by his sister or his mum, about how he would tumble all of the time. I've literally got the scars to prove that as well. So I identified with him a lot as a little youth, growing up, and it's just his dedication. I really, really felt for him. I felt for all of his family. It's such an amazing story. We did do a little report when it was announced earlier on this year. I wish that I'd been able to support it perhaps a little bit more recently, but I haven't been able to because it's just literally hours in the day. But this is my salute to everybody involved in that documentary, especially Daryl Austin, his nephew, who narrates and guides you through the whole story. It is still in the Odeon. If you're watching this in real time and you're in the UK, it is still in the Odeon cinema, I think, later on this week as well. But any future airings, or if it ends up on a streaming platform or anything like that, then we will definitely report that in one way or another, either through our social media or a news piece on the website. But yeah, that's the most relevant thing going on in my mind and in my head. I've woken up feeling really inspired by the movie as well. I love a good music documentary, and that really is the best one that I've watched about jungle culture. And trust me, I've watched many and been involved in a few. So that is my highlight. That is my news update, and I'm going to link in a whole bunch of interviews that we've done with MCs, because I think that's the most relevant thing that I want to share, really. And our love for MCs at One More Thing. I mean, I'd love to say, we're full on supportive, but looking at the list of big content pieces that we've done with MCs, we've done a lot of news stories and a lot of little written interviews, but in terms of kind of looking at the podcast and the video interviews we've done, we actually could be better at interviewing MCs and covering that side of the culture. One of the very, very first articles that One More Thing launched with was a whole tribute to Spyda D, with lots of comments from his friends, from his peers, his colleagues, his family and stuff like that. MC culture is a huge part of what I love, and why I resonate, or why jungle resonates so much with me, and that kind of human aspect. Obviously we did our boat party as well, full of vocalists as well. Don't want to exclude singers, but I'm kind of specifically talking about MC culture right on this particular video. But we had a boat party with Fathom Audio and Akman Gora and everybody on it as well. So vocals and MCs are very much part of the One More Thing universe and experience. But yeah, I just want to highlight, just in case you've missed any, some interviews with Armanni Reign, Shotta, Spyda. On a Welsh tip, I did a podcast with Mr. Phormula. Who else have we got? T.R.A.C as well. An amazing podcast with T.R.A.C, and actually did 2 interviews with T.R.A.C as Sun and Bass. So hopefully, maybe wrapping up the week, we might put them up live as standalone interviews, might edit them together or something like that. T.R.A.C is one of my favourite US MCs, full stop. Who else have we got? And Cleveland Watkiss as well. 2 interviews, in fact, with Cleveland Watkiss. So I'm going to list them all down in the comments. I think we need to be covering more MCs. We've covered some MCs, but not enough. Not enough. So tell me who your favourite MC is. Tell me who your favourite MC is. Who should we be interviewing next? Who should be up on the podcast, up on these video interviews, on the written pieces on the website? Speaking of which, keep your eye on the website and keep your eye on this channel tonight at 7 p.m. we're giving away Apom's Gangster, which was a track that landed on my lap through the demo drop, and I played it as Sun and Bass, and Apom was there in the audience as well. It was amazing. It was really, really cool. So we're giving that away. There'll be an interview with him. There's an interview with Minor Forms coming up, and there is plenty more coming up too. If you're on Patreon, then very, very soon you will be able to hear an early version. You'll get early ears on Annalise's first podcast as well, which is with Ecstatic, who is also a vocalist as well, which ties us nicely round. So yeah, if you can, go out and see the Stevie Hyper D documentary. Like, whoa, wow, you will not be disappointed. We'll be back tomorrow with Artist of the Week and plenty more updates on everything that One More Thing is up to. Thank you very much. Thank you for supporting. Ciao, ciao.